Hi guys, it's Medieval Squirrel here with part 6 of my Kroq-Gar Let's Play for Mortal Empires. So we're going to pick things up where we left things last time. We have taken Creature of the Waking Dead. Took us a while, was a bit of a pain, but we've done it. And I don't think I need that anymore. So our next plan is just to bring Kroq-Gar's army, once it's fully replenished and fully retrained, up to Granite Massive and wipe out the Arachnos before Khalida can do it. Because let's face it, we don't want her having more of our territory. So, one more turn there. End the turn quickly. And then after that, we're going to go after all of the Skaven that are infesting the mountainsides over here. Hopefully drag the dwarves in as well, but we'll see. If we can drag the dwarves in, I don't really want this mountain pass. I mean, I do and I don't, because obviously it's one of the areas that the Golden Tower will help, but with all the downsides to it for being an unpleasant climate, income from buildings minus 15%, is it really worth it, is the problem. Probably not. So yeah, we're going to take this area, and then before we head out into the dunes, up here, before we head out into the dunes, we're going to head north and we're just going to backstab Khalida. And that is pretty lizard man. I've been doing a little bit of reading just to check my knowledge of the lore, and as it turns out, the lizard men are that backstabby. They just pretend not to be. So we're going to do that. Cool. Recruit rank for skink units. That's cool. And that is going to go towards Old One Monument, and we will level that up. Let's have a look. Force march all the way to about there. Yeah, there's not really a lot we can do at the moment with the rest of this. Oh, that can... Oh, I need 4,000. Ideally, I do want proper Cold One Cav before we go in against Clan Moors. But, you know, if we can trap them in a cave, they can't really run away too far, can they? But yeah, as I was saying, so backstabbing us is something that is very commonplace amongst the lizard men. They do it all the time to explorers. Bearing in mind, they are the protectors of the world. They're meant to provide the guardianship and tutorage of all the other races on the planet that were within the Great Plan. So that's men, dwarves, elves. And they don't really do that. Telian explorers, Empire explorers, New World colonies, anything that makes its way to Lustria will get killed. And they don't specifically say it, but I reckon they get eaten. So that doesn't really paint the rest of us in a good light. But it does provide precedence, and as we know, lizards are all about precedence. I mean, they're building these temple cities for their gods, and if their gods say it's allowed, I mean, that is the purpose of the Saurus. But if the gods say it's allowed, then, you know, down with the undead. Severe. Good. Good, getting more public order. Why is he still in force march? That is a very stupid idea. You, however, get a little bit closer. If she can sort out that vampiric corruption for us as well, that's just even better, because it's kind of killing us down here. That is a large portion of our public order problems right there, just corruption. But oh well. I did say to you before that I'd be using the end turns to go through some lore with you. I had a bit of an issue with actually finding bits out, mainly because I've been working pretty much the entire time, and it's inexcusable, but it's the way. So I've actually got my laptop near me, so I can go through a couple of bits with you today and over the next few videos. Just, it's my way of being able to do it, because my mind is just awful. So we're going to start right back at the beginning with the dawn of creation, and we're going to be looking at the reason why there are lizard men. So basically, the old ones came down, they saw the lizard men, they made the slan so that they could have intermediaries, because, you know, like with gods, if you don't have a proper prophet, they're probably just going to keel over and die or go blind or something like that, because mortals like us, we can't just look upon the gods. It just doesn't happen. So they made the slan, and the slan were meant to take the teachings and pass it on to the other races. Builder. Cool, that's always a good trait. Oh, that is a lot of orcs, but that is also a lot of Khalida. Please don't take that from me. Right, we should probably have a quick look at the dwarves' defensive allies.
Honor to your
Just isn't really going to cut it. Why do you not want... What if I offer you some money? What if I offer you more money? What if I offer you all of my money? You're a dwarf that doesn't like gold. 6. Right, so that's not great.
Kroq-Gar.
Right. Well, with any luck,
Libaris shall rise again.
I'll be able to be the one that goes in against Granite Massive. What garrison has it got? Not a great garrison, but...
Zog off.
No, I want cavalry. That's how it is. Gotta get your cav. So yeah, so they made the slan. They created the skinks to be artisans and traders, and to build things for them, and basically to be overseers for the lesser creatures, such as your Kroq-Gars, your Stegodons, your Bastillodons, all the things that they found in the jungle when they thawed the forest out. And then when they discovered undesirables, orcs, Skaven, they created the Saurus, so that the legions of Saurus could go out there and basically just slaughter them. So whole legions of Saurus were raised, ready for this task, and they got on with this sort of semi-crusade type deal. Very magnificently without the old ones. Sorry, without the old ones. And so that is the basis of our crusade. Crusade to unite all of the Eastern Realms. Eastern Realms for mortal empires. It's sort of like the West, realistically. But unfortunately, the the polar gates fell. They probably put too many gates on. The reference only puts one gate on each planet. It said that there were gates for each planet. Will this... No, this will not. But do you know what? I'm going to just encircle for now. Because then that means that I'm the one taking on the settlement, and if this guy turns around and tries to attack me, or if Khalida goes in there first to kill him off, we still get the town. Because that's what I want. And that's what we need. Right, so Cold One Caves. Goody. Oh. See, now this is our defensive province. What do we want up here? I'll leave that for a moment then. So carrying on with our little tale, everything was going just fine and dandy. The Slan were interpreting the old ones, the polar gates were up, the old ones were coming to and fro, the undesirables, the orcs, the goblins, the Skaven were all being wiped out. Magic and sciences were being taught by the old one to the Slan, and the Slan were passing that down to the elves and men. And the first golden age was born. Now the problem with this was the old ones had ticked off quite a few people, mainly the chaos gods, and they didn't like that, so they blew up the gates. Essentially, they either influenced them to fall or they blew them up themselves, and it created this massive tear in reality at the North and South Poles. And as we all know, if you're fighting on two fronts, you're pretty much destined to fail. Look at both world wars. Right, actually, look at any war where you're sat in the middle. You're going to fail. And as a result, the Slan basically lost their ability to use magic. Or at least on the scale that they had it before. Because whilst they were fighting, first it was all fine, then there was too much magic, it made it hard. You tried assassinating him, you dirty little bugger. Oh, tell you what then, save in case of a crash and we'll go straight in and kick the teeth out of you. So yeah, they were putting up earthquakes, channeling lightning bolts, throwing comets at people, and eventually it just got a bit too much for them. I'm reckoning this is probably over a couple of 100 years, you know, just pumping out Slan, killing off as many of the chaos demons as possible and the chosen and stuff. And eventually it got a bit too much. The ebb and flow went back over to the chaos side. The Slan started making mistakes, and then they turned the jungle into a death trap. Well, jungles were already death traps, so it just made it a lot worse. And then the Slan retreated with all their Saurus and their Kroq-Gars and their Skinks, and they all went back to the temple cities, erected barriers of light around them, and basically defended those cities. Yes, basically defended those cities until the death. Now, by this point, the old ones had disappeared. They've been gone for probably at least a century, if not longer. The Slan had no organisation. They were basically trying to communicate with each other cities, all in their own mind. And several cities, up until Exotl, which is a Kroq-Gar city, fell without giving off any warning. It was just like one of those Star Wars moments when the commander's light just flickered out and then they went. And well, we don't really need to do all that much, do we? Normal Saurus in the centre. Chuck some spears on the sides. Have our skirmishers out front, staggered onto each side, and we'll chuck these guys all in the middle. Actually, we'll chuck Ratok over here. We're not going to gamble, not with that much. Winds of magic. Not really any point. I am just going to very quickly put all of those together in their own little control groups, just because it makes it a lot easier for me. Oh, they've got Wolf Riders. Not going to make that much difference, to be honest, but they've got Wolf Riders. Range 115, range of 17. Okay, my skirmishers are going to be absolute crap. against them. So there's not really much point, to be honest. Let's just push all of that right up into their faces. And then we will... How much have they got on? Oh, they've got wolf chariots as well. Okay. They're going to be able to hit me in a minute, but it's fine. That's the ones I actually want to kill. As soon as we're in range. Oh, are we killing anyone yet, or are we just taking damage? Alright, wind blast there. Bring the skirmishers back. And let's shove a stegodon into them. Right, let's have a thunderbolt. Not that we overly need it. How about a comet over here? That lot over there. Bring the spears up. Bring the stegodons through. What is that? That's a war boss. Let's buff that unit. Come on, Kroq, let's go kill that war boss. And oh look! They've crumbled! Most of them anyway. I mean, down here is still a little bit close, but that's mainly because we've got no archers or anything over there. Right, let's bring Skinks up with Stegodon. Kill the war boss. Look at them. Look at him run. And victory. Just want to see this Stegodon rip them apart. And there we go, guys. That is the next town. Decisive victory. Why would it not be? Kroq was leading. Okay, so we lost 107, killed everyone. I mean, the only thing that we didn't actually catch up with and kill properly was the wolf chariot there. That's the problem with not having any actual cav. Something that I am going to have to need to address. But, all in all, we didn't really lose anyone. We'll probably get most of them back when we take the town. Just going to be a case of moving up that second army now, just with enough units to support or hold or something. If we can. Although the public order is still pretty bad in Creatures of the Waking Dead, so you never know, we might not be able to do it. But anyway, yes, Exotl fell. It let out a warning. The Mage Priest has changed the defences. This was sort of a cycle that always happened. And basically civilization crashed. Everyone was doing their own thing. The dwarves are held up in the mountains. The elves were being pushed north in Ulthuan. Men had basically all been killed. The nation that would become Kislev were riding across the plains trying to find a new home. running away from the Dark Gods like Genghis Khan. And then Itza pretty much fell. Lord Kroq blew up his shield. Demons all raced in. Bearing in mind he killed millions with blowing up the shield. Demons all raced in. He became an ethereal, and basically his spirit still lives sort of in, sort of out of his body. And he's the first mage priest ever created. So he's extremely powerful, and basically he saved everyone. And it saved the city, even though he technically was slain. And then the elves on Orth 1 created the Great Vortex. Slan obviously helped with that, mainly because, you know, they need some credit. You gotta give them some credit. And in their last days, they provided enough extra energy to make sure the vortex actually was created. Thus is the will of the Old Ones and the Slan. Now after that, they tried to rebuild. They wanted to recreate the Lizardman Empire, and then re-establish contact with the other races and basically help bring them up and continue with their jobs. You know, they've done war, let's get back to their jobs. But the Slan couldn't focus, they all ended up having to go into sort of like a hibernation. And they left the Saurus and the Skinks running the show. Which evidently is the crap hole we've ended up in today. Lots of loot. Extra rank. And not too bad. Gonna loot and occupy. There's not really much reason not to. Okay. Faction destroyed. What have we got up here? Right, I don't need a spawn pool of the Wraiths. Nah. Right, you've all leveled up. Hello? There we go. Yeah, we're going to be fighting Skaven for a while now. So, does that include two? Yes, it does. And Vampire Coast. Fantastic stuff. Right, destroy the Skaven. Get those Saurus even cheaper. No. Not yet. Right. Earthing or chain lightning? Chain lightning. And you for Scarred Veteran. Right, and down here. Put another Old One monument in, because how much is... Military presence is only 2. And let's upgrade that. How long for all of that? 2 turns, 4 turns. Okay, so plans are coming together. A little bit of heretical coffee. So yeah, they started rebuilding. They left it in the hands of the Saurus and the Skinks, and they all went to sleep. Yeah, if you're going to attack Skaven for me, fool you later. Ah, Khalida, you're going to hate me so much. Right, so they left the rebuilding works in the hands of the Skinks and the Saurus. The Saurus basically just left the Skinks to it. The Skinks mugged it all up. There were mass sort of like Skaven incursions. Every now and again you've had to have a Slan woken up. but it takes a long time and they're not really with it. And it wasn't until Mazda Mundi was woken up and he decided he was going to stay awake that the Slan started taking an actual interest in what happened in their empire anymore. So it's been a while. Some of the Slan have kind of lost their way, which is why I killed off Teotihuacan, because I'm going to say that they were heretics. Burning Skies of Immerhex. 2 Blessed Pterodon Riders with Vile-Leech Bowlers. What have I got already? Build 2 stone markers, easy. I've already got 2 of them. Would I like some more? Haven't really used them. In that case then, I will build... Yeah, I'll build that up and I'll put a stone marker there as well. Okay. Then I'm going to go over there. I don't overly want them taken there, but... Granite Massive needs help. That's going to get the extra 2 per turn in a minute. Yeah, we'll just run up to Granite Massive. Yeah, so essentially that's left us where we are today. Scattered, fractured, poor. That is the main thing, poor. And I think Saurus have just been taking advantage of it, because I don't think they costed that much when the old ones were around. I reckon they worked for free. What do you want now? No, I don't. I know. Not going into your war against greenskins. Not happening. They have walked away and left me. Is that good? Is that bad? Can I take Kroq-Gar? Surely if I take that town, that's the one the Skaven are going to want to go for with all their armies, and I could defend that with Kroq-Gar, no problem. It's just whether or not they then instead head down to Granite Massive. And it's whether or not I can take that. Let's scout it next turn. Yeah, I'll do that. And... oh, I can't ambush. Okay, I'll... okay, well we've got the sequences spawning. That's summon at least. Scarred Veteran. Oh, it would be quick, wouldn't it? In that case then, pull him down here. Him back to Kroq-Gar. Him to Granite Massive. Ain't gonna stop it rebelling, but might do something. That's still on a -1. But that should be coming down because of the corruption going down now. Research. Right, well, I'm a big fan of ammunition, so I'm going to go for a tablet of skinks. We may find ourselves in a little bit of a pickle. But might work out in our favour if they come to us somewhere. If we're lucky. On the bright side, we do now have a staging ground. They're not. If we build that up a little bit, they're not going to be able to get past that. Not if it's got walls on and an army near it. And Khalida should be coming in to help us. Because we're not. The problem is, Saurus are strong, but we're not really strong enough with one stack to take that, and we don't really have the money for a second stack yet. Because it would take too long just focusing on the economy side of it rather than the army side. Okay, you've leveled up again. Let's go for earthing. We'll go for arcane conduit next time. What have you got? Soddle, what have you got? Oh! Yeah, there's no way we would have been able to take that on. And I will give it a go. Oh, I failed. And instead we shall go into ambush. And that is where I'm going to wrap this part up, guys. So if you enjoyed the episode, then leave a like and subscribe and a comment down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye.